What's up, guys? Today we are looking at the best funnel to grow your men's coaching business in 2025. You need a system in place to consistently attract, nurture, and convert new men into your men's coaching business. And of course, we always talk about funnels when it comes to marketing, internet businesses, and stuff like that. So I'm going to share some insights with you guys today, excuse me, about how to think about setting up your sales funnel to really grow your business and really thrive in the coming new year. So let's get right into it. We're going to look at top of funnel, middle of funnel, and bottom of funnel. The idea, of course, being, you've got new prospects flowing into your world, you're nurturing them, you're having conversations with them, you're signing them up into your coaching offers. So let's talk about top of funnel to start. So top of funnel is all about getting new attention. You need to have something in place in your online presence, in the way that you're going about sharing your ideas with the world, where you're consistently getting the attention of new potential perfect fit clients. And so there's a lot of ways of doing this. Really, any strategy could potentially work. My two favorite ways of doing the top of funnel are: one, building a Facebook group, or two, running Instagram profile visit ads. And you could do both if you want. If you don't have either of those in place quite yet, I recommend focusing on one, getting really strong at that, and getting that in place to where you are you're satisfied with the number of new prospects you're getting. And then which one is right for you? Like there's a number of different factors involved in that. One thing to consider is, which platform are your ideal clients congregating on? So we're looking at Facebook, we're looking at Instagram. Really, they both have like billions of users. They both have probably more than enough potential perfect fit clients on there for you to grow your business bigger than you really could even want. But one thing to think about is that Instagram users are a little bit younger on average than Facebook users. So very loosely, you could think of it as, like, if you're helping men in their 20s and 30s, you could look more at Instagram, and if you're helping men in their 40s and 50s, you could look at focusing more on Facebook. But there's so many exceptions to that; it doesn't really matter. There's men of all ages on both platforms. Another thing is, what kind of content do you really enjoy creating? Because if you're going to be doing an Instagram strategy, you want to enjoy creating content in the form of photos and videos, because Instagram is all about looking at beautiful things. So if you love creating content, or maybe you don't love it quite yet, maybe it stresses you out, but you have the desire to really go for it and create a lot of video, a lot of photos, Instagram is super fun. But if you're more of like, you just want to kind of share your unique insights in written form, Facebook is probably where you're going to be more comfortable, because we want to be really consistent with the way we're showing up. And in order to be consistent, it should feel fun and easy for you. So if you're more of a writer, I recommend Facebook. If you're really inspired to do video, you could go for Instagram. Another thing to consider is, part of the strategies that I recommend are, if you're going to be doing Instagram, you want to be running ads. Of course, you can grow organically on Instagram, but let's not rely on that. Let's consistently attract people by running profile visit ads. So if you're ready to invest money in running ads, you can look at that strategy. If you want to, for now, stick to exclusively organic strategies, the Facebook group is awesome. And you can actually use ads to grow your Facebook group more quickly. That's something that I'm going to be doing in the year 2025, but it's not necessary. So those are things to consider when building out your top of funnel, which is consistently getting new attention. You want to either set up a Facebook group that's an online community of potential perfect fit clients, or you want to be consistently posting on Instagram and running profile visit ads. And that's going to be the top of funnel, new, fresh prospects flowing into your world on a consistent basis. Now we're looking at the middle of funnel. So this is where you're nurturing these relationships with these people that are you've grabbed their attention, you've got their attention, you're speaking directly to them, their needs, wants, and desires. They're resonating with you, and then you're nurturing that relationship. You're building more trust. And so one way of thinking about this is often people feel like they need more leads, like they want more clients, their business isn't growing quite as quickly as they would like it to. They're like, I need more leads. But often the case is you just need to be more efficient with the ones you've already got, because maybe your top of funnel is working enough. Like you've got that in place enough where new people are coming into your world, but they're not quite converting into paying clients. Well, that's a middle of funnel thing. And that's where you want to be sharing your authenticity, demonstrating your authority, getting your audience to know, like, and trust you. And the process of somebody coming into your world, getting to know you enough, trust you enough, resonating with you enough to become a paying client, there's no set amount of time for that. It's more how much time do they spend consuming your content. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not so much like it takes 2 months. It's more like several. Typically, they're going to want to consume several hours of your content before they really feel like they know you enough to be like, okay, this is the coach for me. And so the best way for us to do that, the best way for us to build greater trust with our audience is to create long form content. So top of funnel is all about short form content. Middle of funnel, if you can create long form content in the form of YouTube videos or in the form of a podcast, that's going to do wonders for your business. So I can't recommend that enough. I really want to inspire you to go for it. If that's something that you've been holding back on, maybe you're intimidated by the idea of creating YouTube videos, or you're intimidated by the idea of creating a podcast, just go for it. That if you've chosen to be a men's coach and you believe that your message is worth sharing with the world, go for it. You're going to get better and better and better at it. You don't need to be super technical to do and either of those things. Yes, there are some skills involved in that, but you're going to develop that over time. So create long form content that's going to get your audience to know, like, and trust you, and get them to really see what you're about. And that's going to eventually lead to them becoming paying clients. And so then after middle of funnel, we've got bottom of funnel. So this is where people in your audience actually become your paying clients. And so the way that we bridge that gap, unless maybe they just reach out to you, right? But the way that we bridge that gap is we use hand raiser posts, meaning we put something out in front of our audience that says, hey, if you're interested, raise your hand, let me know. And this is usually in the form of a lead magnet where we say, hey, I just created this free resource. Do you want me to hook you up with it? The people that are in your audience that are following you and are maybe on the verge of like taking that step and investing and working with you, that's their opportunity to respond and say, hey, I'm interested. And sometimes we've got people that are liking all of our content, commenting on it, and they may or may not become paying clients. But often the people that sign up and become a paying client are kind of like invisible to us, meaning like, of course we know they exist. Well, usually we know they exist if we're, really present with our and seeing who's out there in our audience, but sometimes they're not really liking or commenting or anything, and then just they pop up and they say, hey, I want to invest with you. And that's where the hand raiser posts come in, or really just a sort of a call to action saying, hey, I've got a space available to work with me. If you're interested, let me know. So what we do then is we engage with our audience in private conversations in the DMs, and that's where we set up calls, like discovery calls with our audience. And so that is I want maybe an art form, sort of like, how do you have conversations in the DMs where you're being authentic, you're serving, you're you're not feeling tacky or salesy, but you're effectively kind of arbitraging the people that are a good fit for you and guiding them to setting up that actual call. Well, that's where kind of the DM script comes in. I've got some resources on that inside of my school group. But the basic idea is you get somebody to raise their hand, you have a conversation with them in the DM. If they're a good fit, or you guys feel like you might be a good fit for each other, you then set up a call. And then in the call, of course, everybody knows there's so much theory that could potentially go into doing sales calls, but it doesn't have to be complicated. Really, it's about mindset. It's about, like, you can approach it with the idea that they have a problem, you have a solution, and it's just about seeing if you guys are a good fit to work together or not. So when you get these three aspects of your funnel dialed in: top of funnel, getting consistent new attention; middle of funnel, nurturing your audience through creating content that really speaks to your audience, and especially in long form content where people can really spend some time learning about you and the way you think, the way you do things. And then bottom of funnel, where you're consistently posting hand raisers to your audience, getting into private conversations with people who are potentially ready to take that next step and invest with you, setting up sales calls, and then approaching it kind of like you're a doctor diagnosing a problem, where they have a problem, you have a solution, and you're just seeing if they're a good fit. And you get these three components of your sales funnel dialed in, and watch your business thrive like never before in 2025. Okay, guys, let's go. That's it for now. Peace.